All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Quadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And this is going to be a walk and talk that is being done early in the morning. And this walk and talk is going to be about the whole situation that's going on with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, as well as the oil tankers that are being struck by drones, Iranian drones, which are leaving the oil tankers on fire. Okay? Which is leaving thousands upon thousands upon thousands of barrels of oil on fire. And this is going to lead to the increase in oil prices, because the less of something there is in stock or commodity, the more in demand it becomes. The higher the prices go up. Like if you have 1,000 crystals, right? The value on them is not going to be all that high because you have so many of them. But now, let's just to say if crystals started to become scarce and there was a high demand for them, you're going to increase the price on those crystals because you have so little of them in stock. And by increasing the prices on the crystals, you would prevent yourself from running out of crystals early in advance. So the destruction of these oil tankers over by the Strait of Hormuz is going to lead to the rising of not only oil prices, but gas prices. And it could also lead to the increase of food prices, because check this out. Your truckers, they are, like they have said before in the past, they are like the lifeline of the American food supply. If they go, so does the food in your market. So does the food in your department stores. So does the food at your gas stations. So does the food at your corner stores. So does the food at your gas stations. So does the food at your retailers. So does the food at your restaurants. Okay, because the truckers are the ones responsible for delivering your food. So imagine gas prices go up And it's not like the company is the one that's putting gas into the trucks of these different these different companies, right? The company is not doing it. The gas that's going into these different trucks that's delivering food and merchandise to your various areas, that money is coming out of the pocket of your truckers. So, what am I saying here? What kind of trucker is going to want to put almost $200 worth of gas into their truck just to get from point A to point B? This is going to lead to an uprising of truckers protesting. And it's going to bring a stop to the delivery of your food and merchandise to these different grocery stores. And gas prices are going to continue to rise because of not only the global sanctions that DJ Trump put upon the world, not the global sanctions, they are global tariffs that DJ Trump put upon the world, but also because of the destruction of the oil tankers, which is going to lead to the increase of price of oil and gas. And now, how would this affect the price of food? Well, if the truckers are not getting your food from point A to point B, we all know a grocery store can only hold up to 3 days worth of food at most. That's assuming that people do not raid the grocery stores, right? That's assuming that people do not raid the grocery stores and leave them completely destitute. So with food not being brought to your grocery stores, this can lead to a major increase in food prices. That means a loaf of bread could go from $1.99 up to $5. A gallon of milk can go from $4.29 up to $8.30. Okay, you understand? A pack of chicken, 4 drumsticks in one pack could go from $5 up to $11. Okay, a pack of so-called ground beef could go from $5.49 up to $12. A pack of lamb could go up from $12 to $14 up to $25 to $26. So this is going to lead to increased theft in stores. People is going to start stealing. Because who the fuck is going to pay almost $500 to $700 worth of groceries just to keep themselves and their families fed for a whole month? So this is going to lead to an increase of stealing. Crime rates are going to go up. This is going to lead to more policing areas. Okay, it's going to lead to more surveillance. And then ultimately, hell's just going to break loose because people's already fed up with the increased cost of living. People's not happy over the fact that gas prices are steadily rising. And soon, people is not going to be able to get to work. So it's going to lead to an increase of unemployment. Because people's not going to be able to afford to keep pumping in $250 just to get a full gas tank, just so they can go to work for a whole week, and then the next week put another $250 into their tank just to fill it up, just to get to point A and B. That's $500 in 2 weeks. And people got rent to pay, people got internet to pay, people got water bills to pay, people got light bills to pay, people got internet to pay, people got electricity to pay, people got rent to pay, people got utilities to pay. People got, and then on top of that, some people got car notes they got to pay. So you putting gas in your car could be almost, well, with these gas prices rising, could be almost $1,000 a month. That's damn near about as much as your rent. At that rate, you might as well live inside your car. Because the amount of money it costs to put gas into your car is nearly how much you pay on rent alone. So you can see where all this is going. So people is going to stop coming to work. They're not going to care about unemployment. Okay, so there's going to be an increase in unemployment. This is why I'm glad I do not depend on a car to get to work. This is why I'm glad the Heavenly Father blessed me with the ability to walk to work. You know, my job may be far. Yeah, my job requires me to take a bus to get to work, but I don't have to take a bus when I can just walk to work. If I get up early enough, you know, and it's all about that dedication, determination, motivation, resolve, and the will to get from point A to point B, regardless of the circumstances of your situation. So with that being said, you know, America brought this upon themselves, okay? Because for not only decades, but hundreds of years, America has just been at ease, especially you privileged so-called white people. And we say so-called white because you're not white, you're red, as the Holy Scriptures describe y'all. Okay, your forefather, the forefather of you so-called white people was red. He was not white, he was red. Okay, Esau was called Edom, and when you go into the word Edom in the Blue Letter Bible, it goes back to the Hebrew word Adawama, which means red. Okay, when Esau came out of Rebekah, he came out red all over. He came out red all over because of the blood that showed forth through his skin. Okay, he came out red all over because of the blood that showed forth through his skin. Okay. Because when you have no melanin in your skin, it becomes possible for your blood, excuse me, when you have no melanin in your skin is translucent. And when your skin is translucent, it becomes possible to see the blood rising underneath your skin. And this is the case with the Edomites, okay? Whenever they stand out in the hot blazing sun too long, their blood begins to rise underneath their skin, which turns them red. So really what you're seeing underneath their translucent skin is really so-called white meat, okay? And I have news for you. We all have white meat underneath our skin. Whether if you have brown skin or not, we all have melanin underneath. We all have white meat underneath our skin. So we know that according to the book of Leviticus, that having leprosy, which is what you so-called white people have, okay, y'all were born as a clean leper. To have leprosy is a curse, okay? To look like a so-called white man is a curse. To have yellow hair, well, what they call blonde, right? The Bible does not call it blonde. The Bible calls it yellow hair. That's a curse, okay? You're not supposed to have blonde hair. Blonde hair is a curse, okay? And all you got to do is look it up. Go to the book of Leviticus, and it tells you about the cleansing of leprosy. That if a man that have brown skin, right, and he have white spots in his body, it is even leprosy. And he is to be considered unclean. Okay? He is to be considered unclean. And he is to wash himself in some particular water, you know, until his melanin basically covers the spot of leprosy. Then he'll be considered clean. So you so-called white people, you're cursed. The Heavenly Father took your melanin away from you and left you undone. Blue eyes is a curse. That's why you so-called white people used to wear sunglasses in the summertime. Now, don't get me wrong. People look cool with sunglasses on, you know? I used to wear sunglasses when I was a child, you know, because that was the thing to do. You know, we used to see rap stars on TV doing it. They'll wear the sunglasses with the gold chain and the big shirt and the baggy pants and the big ass boots. Yeah, man. Yeah, we remember those days. But you see, the reason why you so-called white people used to wear sunglasses is because your eyes was too sensitive to sunlight. You know, that's why a lot of people who especially a lot of our people, right, who have brown and white eyes, who basically go to a eye surgeon, right, to have their eye color changed. They call it laser eye surgery. That will basically change the color of the retina of their eye. Okay, a lot of people who go to have eye surgery done, they have their eye color changed from brown and white to blue and white. You know, within a month or so, they leave reports, because I used to read reports on this shit, okay? They will leave reports saying they have regretted their decision. And the most common reason was because their eyes were too sensitive to light. Because you know, and you know that's spiritual, how Edomites with blue eyes are sensitive to light. Because ultimately, who's the light? Yahweh Shai is the light. Okay? Okay? And guess what? The light is coming back in these last days to destroy all you devils. Okay? And when you read 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, it tells you that the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is visiting the earth right now. And he's visiting the earth right now through this whole Iran and small hat situation. Okay, he's visiting the earth through this whole Iran and small hat situation. But anyways, you know, as I was saying earlier, you know, those with blue eyes, those with blue and white eyes, their eyes are more sensitive to light, far more sensitive to light, especially sunlight. And this is why y'all used to wear sunglasses. Okay, y'all used to wear sunglasses to mitigate the damage that the sun would do to your eyes. Because when your eyes are sensitive to light, it hurts to keep your eyes open, you know? And this is why you so-called white people, y'all blink more often. And it's not by coincidence. Y'all blink more often to mitigate the pain that's going to the retina of your eyes. The retina of your eyes. You know, have you ever noticed that whenever you work at a department store, a grocery store, or whenever you work at a some big company, have you ever noticed that these Edomites, the self-proclaimed white people, have you ever noticed that they love to have the AC cranked up? Like you'll be in there working with just a shirt and some khaki pants on, and you'll be like, damn it, it's cold as fuck in this bitch. You know, it'd be cold as fuck in there, man. Because it reminds them of that cave temperature, okay? It reminds them of being in the caves, because in the caves it's all good and cool. You got that little cold breeze coming in. Because you so-called white people do not have melanin in your skin is very sensitive to heat. And this is why y'all hate the summer. But you know, Jake loved the summer. Okay? We love the summer. But we sure as hell hate the winter. But we deal with it because the Lord has put everything in our spirit to be able to adapt and to deal with any and everything. Okay, we could deal with the hot as well as the cold. But you so-called white people, y'all love the winter time. And this is why y'all be praying for a extension of the winter time. But Jake be praying for a extension of the summertime. Because we appreciate the sun. Okay? When your skin have melanin in it, okay, your skin gets vitamins, nutrients. It gets all kind of benefits from the sun. You know, which is another reason why Esau tries to block out the sun, because Esau does not want our people to profit from anything, not even what the sun has to offer to our people. Because the sun gives life to everything on the planet except you so-called white people. The sun gives life to everything and every living organism on the planet except you so-called white people. You so-called white people stand out in the sun too long, you get sunburnt. You get skin diseases. You get skin bacteria. Your skin starts to peel off. Okay? And that's because leprosy is a curse. It is not a blessing, it is a curse. Having stringy hair is a curse, okay? When you have stringy hair, you start to develop lice. But I don't want to get too off topic, you know. You know. Y'all start to develop lice. And that's not a coincidence. That's not by design, you know. That's a part of the curses which the Heavenly Father put upon y'all. You know. So the whole world is waking up to you imposters over there in the land of Israel. Okay? The whole world is waking up to who the most common problem is. And it's you Edomites. You self-proclaimed white people. Claiming to be Jewish and you're not. Okay? Y'all are Edomites. You're not Jewish. So, you know, these devils are getting ready to come down with great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time to rule, okay? He knoweth that he have but a short time to rule. So, you know, this is going to lead to a famine. The whole situation with these oil tankers getting bombed by Iranian drones. And Iran is not playing, man. You know, they're showing you Americans just how much you have offended them in killing their previous leader, Ayatollah, or Ayatollah. Yeah, I believe it's Ayatollah. Their previous Ayatollah. know. And one of the biggest mistakes America did was killing the leader of Iran, because now that one of the biggest mistakes America did was killing Iran's leader, because now his son stepped up and he said that he's going to do greater things than his father did. And now they're already talking about sleeper cells and all that, Iranian sleeper cells being activated in America, which that's going to be a video for another time. With that, I'm going to say shalom. It's on to the next one.